were abandoned from 800 after Christ until very close to 950 after Christ. The question is, why those cities were abandoned? We are talking of the cities that belong to the big time. You know, when they develop all that knowledge. Amigos, scholars are still mystified about that. However, they got some conclusions. And they consider different factors together made Mayas to abandon their cities. Today they consider plagues, they consider diseases, internal conflict, civil wars, rebellions. But after many studies of profiles of soil, you know, remains of flora and fauna from those times, there is another conclusion, which is, according to the scholars, amigos, the most important factor because Mayas abandoned their cities. So, Bishop Group, for 20 question less in your final test, do you have any idea what kind of factor I am talking about? What factor of the weather, sir?
What factor of the weather?
It's
20 question less for you.
It's factor.
Amigos, a very long drought. That is the answer. That very long drought,
Drought?
from 800 after Christ until very close to 950 after Christ. Can you imagine 150 years when no rain? In a
Wow.
society that since the ancient times until nowadays, they have been dependent on rainy season. Amigos, do you agree if there is no rain, there is no food? Is that right?
Exactly, yes.
Now, what would happen if human beings, we don't eat 5 to 10 days? What would happen, amigos?
dying,
We're gonna be dying of hydration,
10 days we don't
malnourished,
die,
malnourished.
we get desperate also. Is that right?
Yes.
And if we get desperate, we're able to do anything to fill our stomach. Yes or not?
Yes.
Even to eat each other.
Oof.
Is that right? Sounds very bad,
I
but
don't
it is
know.
part of our reality. Do you agree? Now, can you imagine thousands of people starving, asking for the ruler's food and no food? Amigos, scholars believe Maya rulers intensified the ceremonies to please their gods, asking for rain. But you know what? Maya gods never answered because for more, for around 150 years, no rain, or at least not enough. So, also people realized the rulers were not those divine lords that they believed. People realized the rulers were simple humans. Do you know what happened when people realized the rulers were simple humans?
What
People
happened?
got desperate. People killed the rulers because no answer from their gods, because no rain, because no food. People got desperate. So, amigos, Maya rulers disappeared little by little. Remember, it was not overnight. Close to 150 years, when at the same time when Maya rulers disappeared because were killed, amigos, Maya cities were abandoned one by one. During that long historical period, also, thousands of Mayas died. Even some scholars consider a million. What was the reason? Amigos, no food to feed all those thousands of people. So, amigos, the Maya cities were abandoned one by one. No more mathematics, no more architecture, no more astronomy. The great civilization collapsed. So, information means knowledge, and knowledge means power. And the one who has the knowledge has the power. Do you agree? So by then, those that used to have the knowledge, the rulers, is that right? If they kill the rulers, what happened with the knowledge, amigos? Gone, disappeared. That is the reason because scholars believe at the new section of Chichen Itza, not even a single glimpse to the Mayas stop recording, because scribes were also part of the nobility. If they killed the nobility, also scribes disappeared. And that is the reason because at the new section, Mayas were not recording anymore, believe it or not. Now, amigos, you know the reasons because Mayas collapsed. But remember, they didn't disappear. They are still here. Is that okay? Now, this structure in front of us, they call it the Observatory of Chichen Itza because it looks like a mother observatory. Is that right? Even
Yeah.
some visitors ask us, why the Mayas copy the mother observatories? Amigos, this structure is more than 1,000 years old. So who copied to who? This is the only circular structure of the whole complex of Chichen Itza. And amigos, they call it the observatory because look, do you see those windows on top?
Yep.
The bottom corners of those windows match perfectly with the positions of the sun, the moon, planet Venus during solstices and equinoxes. That's why they believe the main function of this structure, amigos, to observe the sky. Specifically, those three very important deities for the Mayas, the sun, the moon, and planet Venus. Now, amigos, look, do you see there is a ring all around? Okay? And above the ring, but exactly at the level where the doorway is, do you see a face? Do you see a mask?
A mask.
All right, that face is representing the main deity. You know, in this old section of Chichen Itza, Mayas call it Chaak, which means the rain god. That is the main carving we see at the whole structures on this old section of Chichen Itza. So, scholars have found different stages of the architecture. That means each one of the dynasties of rulers used to leave its own legacy. They didn't destroy the old structures. No, they just refill over the old one and build a new one. That's why at the majority of the structures they have found at least 3 different stages of the architecture. Now, amigos, there we visit the circle columns. It's considered a palace where the family in charge of the administration of this building used to live. Of course, a family from the upper class. Now, amigos, look, at the far end, that structure, they call it the red house. Because believe it or not, all these structures we see around used to be covered with stucco and painted in red color. The red color at the walls of the palaces and temples for the Mayas, the meaning was magical evocation of blood, which is the essence of life. So they believe all these structures used to be living beings. That was the way they believed. Now, amigos, look, do you see those 2 sloping walls at the far end? Those 2 sloping walls are representing, amigos, an structure that nowadays they call it the Great Maya Ball Game. Let me show you a picture in my book. Where you see another ball game, but this is the one in Coba. Have you heard about Coba? Coba is another Maya city, belongs to the same historical period and this old section of Chichen Itza. That's why the architecture is quite similar. Look, we see a sloping wall here at the picture, and we see 2 sloping walls face to face over there. So they have found, amigos, 13 of those structures at the whole complex. Only one, the one we see at the new section where we see vertical walls. Rest of them, sloping walls like the one we see right here. So let me tell you, for the Mayas, it was not a ball game. For the Mayas, it was a ceremony. So with this performance at the ancient times, Mayas wanted to recreate the myth of creation. For them, it was so important. Today they call it a ball game. So when we are at the new section on that structure where we see the vertical walls, I'm going to explain you the details about this performance. Because, amigos, at the end of this performance, one of the participants must die. Have you heard that? Mayas practice bloody ceremonies, including the human sacrifice. So when we are at the new section with that structure, amigos, I'm going to explain you the details about that. Is that okay? Now, amigos, look. When we are at any archaeological site that belongs to the Mayas on this Yucatan Peninsula, which is a very flat landscape, and when we realize about small hills like the one we see there, look, do you see a bunch of debris?
Yeah. Where?
Turn to your right, you see one more over there. All the way down. Look,
Oh,
all
the
way
wall,
down.
the wall,
Also,
okay.
you see more. So the majority of the structures, as I told you, are still covered by the jungle. Less than 10% of them have been restored until nowadays. So, amigos, now you know the reasons because Mayas collapsed. Okay? But remember, they didn't disappear. They're still here. Okay? Now, here is where the agency organizing this tour asked me to take a picture of the whole group. They want to know you are having a good time. Is that okay?
Oh, sure.
But they don't believe me until I send the picture. So please, be so kind. Thank you.
We're gonna take a picture. All of the crew. Sarapan tayo kasi matatangkad yung mga puti.
Matangkad sila eh.
Oo nga.
In the front, so we're gonna be.
Sit
They're
down.
more together.
Hindi ako magkita.
Hindi naman natin makikita yung picture na yan.
Pwede tayo maupo. Didn't say
Amigos, that, now everybody looks like you are going to work. Let's show.
smile.
Is that okay?
Yay!
At tugaw di kayo siguro na may mic pa yung gano'n. oh.
Everybody.
Yung gano'n.
Sit
Ibigay mo
down.
yung picture.
There you go.
Linda, ibigay mo yung camera mo. Ay, yung camera. Sila yung camera mo. Kasi kung ibigay mo, ibibigay lahat sila.
Wait, one more picture.
Okay.
One more picture for us.
We can... Ay, bibigay mo yun.
1, 2,
Ano ba yun?
3.
Ah, pwede bigay yung camera.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Oh, hindi mo.
If you want me to take a picture with you, just let me know, amigos. All right?
Okay, let's move on to the next.
My dear. Hindi na inalabas.
Ready?
Vamos na comer. Muy hambre.
May comer? Comer.
Nabisin. Hambre. Sulo anak pa nga.
Baka mamaya.
Kasi yan, sulo. Hindi.
Ako solo. Ayaw niya magpa-picture. Alam mo naman yung anti-picture. Okay, dito. Dito ako, Maricoy. Oh. Okay. All the ladies? Wait. All the ladies daw.
Kasi may tao dyan. Picture, camera ko yun. Isa.
Say cheese. Tag.
Pakita di kangkon ko. May kalakay, may kamsitan.
One more. 1, 2, 3. Perfect.
Oh, kayon. Gracias, amigo.
Ikaw, akin na.
Suluhin mo ko.
Susolo ka. Diyan sa gitna.
Huwag yung may tao.
Diyan.
Yung malayo, saka malapit ah.
Oh, malapit. Sandali, hintayin mo yan. Okay, 1, 2. Oh, isa pa. Malayo. Okay, 1, 2. Oh, isa pa. 1, 2.
Gusto ko mag-jump sana.
Huwag ka naman dyan. Baka mamaya mapilay ka pa dyan. Oh, we're going this way.
Gusto mo mag-jump?
Hoy, we're gonna go. Ayan no. Magagalit na si Budok.
Kasi pag ipos mo sabay-sabay na, hindi yung sabagay din ka, di mo na di bato na nadagdag. Pagpat pa yung alda nga, picture kayo, manupay. Wait, best fairness, Sabado.
Tomorrow we're not going anywhere. Kaya mag-enjoy tayo sa facility ng Grand Royal Resort.
Nagtingin kami ng kanya.
Nang.
Mag-dinner. Birthday na pala.
Oh, bukas? Ay, happy birthday, Anjon!
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow is your birthday. That's good.
Maganda din na kada birthday na. 52? 52 Maris. October 7, John. 50 dapat ka namin 50. Oh, see.
Ilan taon na si Anjon?
Ilag mo yung dating nagpunta tayo ng Vegas. 50 noon eh. Oh, yeah.
He just turned 50. He just turned 50 nung nasa Las Vegas tayo.
Oh, hindi.
Ara dyan, amigon ni One way lang to. Hindi na tayo babalik dito. One way. No, there's another way to go out. Di ba sabi niya, you entrance, go in, and you're going out this way.
Nature ate, haman yan.
Aha.
Hindi ako nga mahilig. Naramid doon.
Hanin baga na tayo. You go in there, and you go out this way. So, there's only one way. No moving back. Oh, Diyos ko dahil, ang init.
Amigos, when the conquerors arrived to this land, where Mexico is nowadays, you know, the first official contact took place 1519. I'm remarking officially, amigos, because there are evidences of shipwrecks that took place at the south of this territory. You know, right next where the border with Belize, one of our neighbor countries, 1502. One of the survivors of those shipwrecks used to live among Mayas for years. You know, a soldier. That man married a Maya princess. So, amigos, that first mixed couple, you know, their kids, the first mestizos, which is a race in Mexico, you know, mixed blood, local Europe and local Europe. So that's why that man is considered the father of our race. The name of that man was Gonzalo de Guerrero. So when they arrived here to this Maya settlement, Chichen Itza, it was about 30 years after the first official contact. So we are talking around 1550. So they describe, they explored Chichen Itza. And amigos, they wrote their chronicles about that. And when they were here at the place where we are, they realized at the far end, there are 6 empty rooms, and they believe those empty rooms were the nuns used to sleep. That's why they call this structure the nunnery. But guess what? Among Mayas, no nuns, because they were not Catholic. So they realized later
Tingnan mo, ang ganda.
what was
Oo.
the real function
Saka
of those
malaki.
empty rooms of the Mayas. Those empty rooms of the Mayas used to represent sacred places.
Walang paa.
Places to perform ceremonies to please their gods. Amigos, those empty rooms used to represent the cenotes. Remember, the cenotes entrances to the underworld, and at the same time, the place where the beginning of life took place.
No, there's another
So,
place.
amigos,
This is like a
sacred places for the Mayas, not for
8
the dogs
hours.
to sleep. Is that okay? Now look, from top to bottom, this wall, you see very clear two different stages of the architecture. Yes or no?
Ay,
Now,
nagpantalo
amigos,
ko.
this structure is not hollow. It is totally solid. As I told you, each of the dynasties of rulers used to leave its own legacy. They didn't destroy the old structures. No, they just rebuilt over the old one and added a new one. All right? Now, look, amigos, above the empty rooms, do you see at least 6 representations of the face I was describing at the observatory of Chichen Itza? Yes or no? Take a look on top. Do you see it?
Oh, there's probably a ghost in there now.
Yes!
All right.
None.
That one, amigos, look the face.
Para matapos
This is the mask.
Oo nga eh.
So that face, remember, it represented the main deity Mayas used to worship during this historical period. So the rain god, Mayas call it Chak in Maya language.
Chart.
Remember, that is one of the differences we're going to see in between both sections, because at the new
What?
section, the main deity
You're gonna
was
take
not
picture?
Chak, the rain
Okay.
god anymore.
Oo
So
nga,
it was
saan naman
Kukulkan,
ang
the feathered snake.
Baka pagalitan tayo, hindi tayo nakikinig.
Amigos,
Oh. Dali.
cover one, the church. All these structures, amigos,
Okay.
used to be covered with stucco. There we see the remains of that stucco and painted in red color. So, amigos,
Isa pa.
where did they get it? Any idea? So,
Ask him to take a picture with us. For us.
the water or the ocean.
Oh, halika na, dali.
Have you read about the extinction
Yeah.
of dinosaurs, amigos?
Together and ever.
That theory, a huge meteorite impact the planet Earth. That impact took place at the north of the Yucatan Peninsula, nowadays the Gulf of Mexico. There is a crater under the water of the ocean of around 400 kilometers diameter, where we suppose that impact took place.
Ikot eh.
Impact was so strong,
Ako lang yata.
and when everything became strong again, after hundreds of years later, amigos,
Oh, gracias, amigo.
thousands of cavities.
Baka kung ano nang nilalagay niya dyan.
So, that is the origin of the cenotes, according to geologists. By then, this Yucatan Peninsula used to be in the water of the ocean. After that impact, it started to emerge to integrate the continent as a huge peninsula, the peninsula of Yucatan. That's why the landscape of this region is very flat. No mountains, no elevations, no hills. Only you saw it from the plane. It looks like a green carpet.
Buti pa yun, marami kang ano.
Very flat.
Ako, nag-iisa.
Amigos, that means limestone is everywhere. But even limestone is everywhere. Mayas have specific places to get the blocks for the massive construction. So they have found many quarries around where they used to shape the blocks, and from those quarries they used to bring those blocks for the massive constructions. Amigos, Mayas knew the concept of the wheel because they used to build the wheel, but they decided to do everything by hand. Besides that, at the whole continent, no vessel born in. So,
Ibigay mo sa akin mamaya, Mariko.
Mayas decided to do everything by hand because they believed to do everything by hand was one of the ways they used to pay tributes to their gods. Even they knew the concept of the wheel. Is that okay? Now, amigos, I'm going to show you a picture
Alam mo ba sa Bagyo?
of a Maya character.
Stone.
And you please tell me, what do you see which is unusual at the eyes of this character? What do you see in me?
Unusual?
What do you see? The eyes? What do you see at the eyes?
Baka mamaya budol-budol yan. Tinitingnan niyo yung mata niyan. Maganda. Ipapicture ka sa kanya. Maganda.
Correct?
Ayan. Kuha niya yan. Oo.
Amigos,
Oh, maganda yung picture niya.
for years
Oh,
we have been
marunong
sharing
siya.
information about this kind of practice about ancient Maya and archaeologists, because archaeologists are the sources of information for us, have told us that this kind of practice among ancient Maya was kind of a distinction in between low and upper class. Also, they have told us for years
Ay, kaya.
that this kind of practice among ancient Maya was a concept of beauty,
Marunong siya, Marikoy.
and that is the information we have been sharing with our visitors for years. But recently, a new generation of archaeologists made an investigation specifically about this kind of practice among ancient Maya, and what they found is amazing. Amigos, remember, according to the lunar phase, when they were born at the ancient times, they discovered there is when they discovered the skills of a little boy who was born in the upper class, so he they used to place in between his eyes a marble.
Mari ko eh.
And that little
Pag
boy was
in-stop mo,
watching that
in-stop mo to, gusto mong
all the time for 2 or 3
mag ano siya, anong tawag dito? Resume.
by the way.
Kasi pag in-stop ko to, magzi-zero na naman eh.
Oo, ganun talaga.
Oh, hindi mo pwedeng i-resume.
Pag in-stop mo, mag-stop.
But amigos, those that used to be cross eye by them,
Marunong ka ba mag-edit?
that used to be cross eye by them,
Yung, you have to
were engineers.
make the whole video in one, no?
Amigos, they have at least 5 different facades here at Chichen Itza,
Kaya ako marunong
where we see in both sides two identical masks, and at the center we see
Patayin ko na to
a
kasi
figure of the
wala
Mayan
namang
king. And when we are in
naman tayo
front of that
nakikinig.
kind of facade, and we are cross-eyed for a couple of seconds, 3 seconds, we
Alright
realize
guys, I will
that
see you
figure of the Mayan
later.
king comes out a little bit from the